Using pip install without a virtual environment means that any packages we install will be added to our global Python environment. Of course, this will come up with some pros and cons. For pros, I can mention that you get a quick setup and you get shared packages for multiple projects which need the same version of the package. But there may be some inconveniences with this approach, like for example, dependency conflicts. Projects may require different versions of the same package. This will bring up to upgrading difficulties, upgrade a package for a project and break other projects. Or your global packages folder may get crowded with dependencies from multiple packages. Before starting, I want to mention that this approach will work for any Python project, regardless of the type of application or library we are working on. To create a virtual environment, we have two options, depending on the location where we want to create the virtual environment folder, inside the project directory, or to have a central location for all virtual environments. We will go with the first approach, which is the most common and convenient approach, and this keeps the environment isolated and specific to each project. The first step is to make sure we are under the project folder, and here open a terminal and type in python-m vnv and the virtual environment folder name, for example .vnv. To start using the virtual environment, we have to activate it. Run the following command in the terminal: .vnv /scripts/activate. This error occurs because Windows PowerShell has an execution policy that restricts the running of scripts for security reasons. By default, it's often set to restricted, which prevents all the scripts, including the virtual environment activation script. Let's fix this. Open PowerShell as administrator. In the PowerShell window, type the following command: set-execution policy remote signed. Confirm the change, type Y and press enter. Now let's go back to VS Code terminal and try again to activate the virtual environment. And that's it. Now we can install the project dependencies, either one by one using command pip installed followed by the package name, or if we have a requirements file, like in this scenario, we can type in the following: pip install -r requirements.txt. And now if we type in pip list, we can see that all the requirements are installed in our virtual environment. When we are done working, deactivate the virtual environment by simply running deactivate. And if we type in again pip list, we can see that we get a different list of packages, and those are installed to our global Python environment and not in the virtual environment we have created. A short reminder here: if dependencies are not found after installing them in a virtual environment, it's likely that the interpreter is not set to your project's virtual environment. And VS Code needs to know which Python interpreter to use for running and debugging the code. The steps to fix this are the following. Step 1, open the command palette. Step 2, type in Python select interpreter. As you can see, the global one is selected by default, and what we want to do here is to look for the virtual environment we have created. For example, in our case, let's select this one. Once the interpreter is correctly set, all the dependencies issues should no longer be present. Of course, if we have correctly installed them, and we should be able to run our test as expected. For example, let's run the regression. And as we can see, everything is fine. Thank you for your time and see you in the next one. Bye.